Time for another edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout. Thanks so much for joining me again today. We have a conversation with a gentleman who has an interesting hobby, and it is making patch and powder and muzzleloader guns. And several years ago, when I was starting out in radio in Beatrice, Nebraska, I had a friend that took me to a muzzleloader shoot, and I'd never been there before, but these are people who do target practice with these old guns. Or at least they're made to look like old guns in the style that they used to use. And that's what my guest does today. His name is Alan Neubauer, and he's been making these for a number of years, and they're actually kind of works of art. It is a project that he does. These rifles are handcrafted, and you'll appreciate those. And if you want a chance to take a look at them, make sure you head on over to the Out and About with Jamie Grout shortcast videos, and you can see what these rifles look like. You can find that on the website outandaboutwithjamiegrout.com or our YouTube channel. But first, a word from my sponsors supporting Out and About with Jamie Grout, and want to thank Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. They do a fantastic job. In fact, the guy I'm interviewing today, Alan Neubauer, just the other day went to Ryan's to get a new battery. And before I started my side gig at WHO Radio, driving back and forth between Newton and Des Moines, I got myself a new battery, an interstate battery from Ryan's Tire and Auto, and I had them winterize my vehicle. They did a fantastic job for me, and I guarantee you they will do a great job for you too. Also sponsored by Tony Pesca, Iowa Realty. Give Tony a call today. She'll help you out if you're looking to buy or sell a home. She did a great job for Little Red and myself, and she'll do a great job for you, too. Tony is fantastic. Her number is 641-417-8484. Tony Pesca, Iowa Realty. Also by Newton Clinic, and they want you to know that they are hiring at Newton Clinic. They are looking for some folks there to help them out on the front desk, as person who is welcoming and organized front desk personnel and professional to join the team. If you're passionate about helping others, apply today by sending your resume to mark@newtonclinic.com.
Are you feeling financially drained? Tired of high interest rates and endless debt? Fear not, your financial superhero has arrived. Advantage Credit Union is here to rescue you from financial distress. With our powerful loan refinancing options, you could lower your monthly payments, shorten your loan term, and free up cash for a brighter future. Unleash your financial superpower today. Call us at 641-792-5660 or apply online at acuiowa.org.
Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions may apply. See credit union for details. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's time for another edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout, and full disclosure today, the guy I'm interviewing is my brother-in-law, Alan Neubauer, and I'm fascinated by a side hustle that he has and has had for a number of years now, and it's about making guns. Now, these are not handguns, these are not military guns, these are not hunting rifles, although you probably could hunt with them if you really wanted to. But we're going to run a video on the Out and About with Jamie Grout page, the website Out and About with Jamie Grout, and also on our YouTube channel, showing you the kinds of guns that he makes, and they're basically works of art. They are absolutely fascinating to look at, and he has people from all over the country that has purchased these guns. And Alan, first of all, I want to know how you got into this in the first place.
Well, it was back in '76. I had a CVA rifle that I made some modifications.
Okay, what's a CVA rifle?
CVA is Connecticut Valley Arms Rifle. It's a store-bought gun, and I bought it from somebody, and I modified it to make it look like an actual genuine Hawken rifle.
Okay.
And then I got away from it, and then in 1994, when I moved back to Newton, I got with Steve Bookout, and Steve Bookout took me under his wing, and I worked with him from '94 through 2001, building rifles with him, several rifles. And in 2001, I built a rifle, which I've got here on display, and it's a flintlock, and I made it was a barrel that I got in a smoothbore, and I rifled the barrel myself. I made the rifle from scratch. All I had was a picture in a book to go by, and I duplicated the rifle off of that picture in the book. Made the patch box from scratch. I rifled the barrel. I made the ornaments and so forth. Everything on the rifle I made myself in my shop. And then I sent that off to two master gunsmiths, and Jack Garner and Steve Bookout, and they looked my rifle over, signed it, and I got my journeyman status. That was in 2001. Since that time, I've taught 3 other guys how to build rifles, and I've got a guy I taught up in Michigan, and he moved out to Pennsylvania, and he went to a gun shop in Vermont, and he seen a rifle that somebody had for sale in the shop. They wanted $5,000 for this rifle this guy built. And then my apprentice told me, he says, Alan, after what you taught me and looking at that rifle, I seen all kinds of boo-boos all over that rifle. He says, you should be making rifles for people out here. And I said, well, nobody out in the East Coast is going to buy anything from somebody out in the Iowa cornfields. So I said, chances are that's not going to happen. So I basically, the rifles I build are for people that basically contact me and want me to either finish their rifle for them or they want me to build the rifle for them.
Well, so it's not true that somebody out in the cornfields of Iowa can't make a rifle for somebody, because you've had people all over the country purchase these rifles from you.
Yeah, I built rifles for, that's funny, I built rifles for a lot of district attorneys, judges, police chiefs, attorneys. People, I built a rifle for a gentleman in Nevada. He was a minister, Baptist minister. He wanted me to build him a rifle, but he said his wife wasn't too crazy about him spending that much money for the rifle. Well, I built the rifle for him, and I sent it to him, and I hadn't heard anything, so I called him. And his wife answered the phone. I wasn't sure what to say at that point. I said, well, I told her who I was. She goes, oh, that rifle is beautiful. I love that rifle. It is so, I tell you what, I'm really protective of my house. I'm going to hang it on our living room wall. It is beautiful.
Wow.
Well, that made me feel good. So that meant that she approved the rifle at that point.
That's quite a compliment.
Yeah.
How long does it take to make a rifle? You have 3 of them that people are going to see on the video.
Yeah.
There's one that's right in front of you that is a real long rifle. Is that like a patch and powder kind of rifle?
All these are patch and paw. These are muzzle loaders. The guns I build are between 1750 and 1820.
Okay.
They're all muzzle loaders. And I built a lot of rifles for gentlemen who are going to be going elk hunting out in Montana, deer hunting down in Alabama, Georgia. I've gotten a lot of feedback from customers who have taken them out, couldn't believe how accurate they were, and gotten their deer. Had a gentleman up in Detroit, and he had an actual original rifle from about 1810, and this is called a Susquehanna rifle. And he couldn't send the rifle to me to copy because it was a family heirloom rifle, but he wanted me to copy it so he could take it deer hunting. Well, I worked on that rifle. It takes about 2 or 3 months to get a rifle done. And when I got it done, he came from Detroit over to where I lived, picked it up, and we laid them side by side. And I've got them on my internet, on my website, called the Susquehanna rifle. And based off of pictures, I was able to duplicate the rifle as best I could. And it came out pretty good, engraving and everything on it. I've got a website out there right now. It's called Hoot Owl Rifle Shop.
Hoot Owl Rifle Shop.
Yeah, Hoot,
Okay.
H-O-O-T, Owl, A-L, Rifle Shop. And you put that into Google and it comes right up.
Well, like I say, it kind of looks like a work of art, and people will see that.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take you to make something like this?
So like I said, it takes anywhere from 2 to 3 months.
I see. Wow.
I built a rifle, the last rifle I built, now that I'm retired, I actually built it within a month. Because that way I can spend all my time on it. I don't have to.
You have plenty of time on your
I
hands
got plenty
these
of time
days.
on my hands, so it's kind of nice. But I built the website back in 2004, and the purpose of the website was strictly to teach other people how to build rifles. And I've gotten feedback from people off my website, from soldiers in Afghanistan, Kuwait, overseas, who follow my website and send me emails and tell me that they're going to build rifles when they get back. I got a guest book. People have been signing it, telling me that they follow my website and they learn a lot. It helps them learn how to build their own rifles. And that's really the purpose of the website. In the website, I show not only some of the guns I've made, but I also show step-by-step instructions, full pages showing people step-by-step how to do the various parts of the rifle. And I built a couple of rifles for my grandsons a couple of years ago, because it's family heirlooms. And I built them both totally from scratch. And in one rifle is all decked out in what I call brass furniture, like brass patch box, trigger guard, and everything. The other one's all German silver. But due to their smaller size, there's no patch box you can't buy a patch box.
What is a patch box? You have to explain that, because I'm a layman when it comes to this kind of stuff.
A patch box is on the end of the butt of the rifle. It's on the side.
Okay.
And it's made out of brass or silver. And the purpose of that is a little area with a lid on it. And underneath that lid is a cavity. And in that cavity, you can put your bullets or patches or maybe your little tools that you want to use for pulling patches and stuff like that out of your barrel. What I did was I built, one gun was all German, was all brass, and the other one was all German silver, and then I engraved them all, and I made the patch boxes totally from scratch. The brass one I made from a brass kick plate that I had, that I bought to make the patch box, and the other one was a piece of German silver that I had that I traced the patterns all out and made them and put them, I was able to inlay them into the rifles, and then I made a little button on the butt plate that if you push the button in, the patch box lid pops open.
Oh.
I'll show that to you on the video.
Okay, sounds pretty fancy schmancy. Looks like you have I don't know, 1800s handgun there at the top of your guns that you have, Alan.
That's a target pistol that I made for competition, and it's a 45 caliber, and I've won a lot of shoots with it.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah, it's a 45 caliber. It's a percussion cap. The percussion cap basically put a cap on a nipple, and the hammer comes down, strikes the cap, and that's what it goes in through the drum into the barrel, and that's what ignites the charge. Then I've got a flintlock, and that uses the old flintstone, and you put some powder in the pan. The hammer comes down with the stone, strikes what I call the metal plate called the frizzen, throws sparks in the pan. That in turn ignites, it throws sparks into the barrel, and that in turn launches the barrel. Gun. And what I like about that is the sound. It's addictive. You know, chicka bang.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The other ones go bang. This one goes chicka bang. It's kind of neat.
Wow.
And then my rifle is a percussion rifle.
So you keep these around just as an example of what you have made and what you've done, and it kind of have become family heirlooms?
Well, I had to take them to a lot of shoots. And go target practicing and shooting targets against other people, competition. And,
and I don't think a lot of people know, maybe more people than what I realize, but I don't think a lot of people know that patch and powder shoots are pretty popular. When I lived in Nebraska, there was a guy I knew, and he was with the police department in Beatrice, Nebraska, and he would go to those all the time. They're pretty popular.
Oh yeah, we've got one up there, the Beals up on toward Ira. They have a shoot there at the end of every July. But I've shot in a lot of competitions with these and won a lot of targets and stuff. I used to be president of the Maytag muzzleloaders years ago. And then that evolved into the Buck Creek muzzleloaders down in Monroe. So the group over there by Ira is the Des Moines muzzleloading team. And they basically fall under the Iowa Black Powder Federation.
I see. So would you call these muzzleloader guns?
Yeah.
Pretty much?
All these are muzzleloaders. They're all patch and ball.
Okay. I don't mean to be too invasive about you selling these, because that's what you do all over the country. But what kind of price range are we talking about with these muzzleloader guns?
Well, the thing is the cost of the parts have skyrocketed over the years. So now I just got an order for a gentleman out in North Carolina, and to build a rifle for him. And basically it involves about roughly $1,500 in parts, and I charge $1,500 labor.
I see.
But when I get done with it, the gun's worth, like I said, $4,000 or $5,000.
Wow.
Because these rifles are what I call basically authentic rifles. These are authentic replicas of the originals of what I build it the same way the old-timers built the rifles. I build it the same way.
So they have a good resale value.
Yeah, like I said, and each one's unique. Each one's got its own character. Do a little bit of wood carvings on them, inlays. This one's got wire inlays on it, and do a little bit of engraving on them, and it makes each one kind of stand out.
Well, speaking of engraving, is there a way to know that these rifles are made by you? Do you put your initials on there or anything, or is it just the way
I
it
usually
looks?
put my name on top of the barrel, like A. Neubauer. That way it recognizes who I am.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, these rifles are my own. The rifle here, the flintlock. I was building this flintlock for myself, and my first gun I gave to my youngest son. My second gun I gave to my oldest son, and my first pistol. And my wife says, I never got a gun.
She was kind of jealous.
And it was her birthday coming up. So what I did was I built the gun, and I put her nickname on top of the barrel and my name on it on top. And this one's got a brass leaf for the trigger.
I see.
Plate. And that's her rifle. But it's called a Bethlehem rifle.
Okay. All right.
And it's just unique. That's my rifle's a Lancaster. My pistol that I made is basically a combination of 6 different gun builders that I kind of took from. I have this book with pistols, and then I like to design, and I like to cook a little bit from 6 different gun makers to design my own pistol.
So it's kind of a hodgepodge.
That's kind of a hodgepodge. Yeah.
What's your website again?
Hoot Owl Rifle Shop.
Hoot Owl Rifle Shop.
Yeah. And you get in there, it's got a book out. Steve Buckout and I wrote a book on how to rifle barrels, and we sold probably 3 copies, 3 printings of it, and we sold them all over the world. Literally all over the world. We sold to the Orient. I mean, you name a country, we sold it to. And it worked out really well. And so that's just kind of in there. Also, I've had there was a chunk gun shoot down in Kansas City suburbs that we went to. And I got photographs of that in my site. I got tips and aids section. I've got a section on photos and albums, and that will show out a lot of the different guns. When you click on them, that's what will open up the various different links for that rifle line by line. Click on the link, and it'll open up a page, and you can read what you want to know about building. Make my patch boxes from scratch, just sights. This pistol, you notice the front sight, made out of a silver quarter.
Okay.
And I engraved on the side of the sight.
Oh, sure.
Look at the front sight.
The front side.
Yeah. The front sight on top, the silver sight.
Up here.
Yeah.
So you engraved it on there.
Yeah. What is that?
That's kind of hard to read. Well, I see a bunch of squiggly lines.
Yeah, it's an old man.
Does that have your name on it?
No, it's an old man it's a face of an old man with a beard.
Oh, is it really? Okay. Well, we'll have to show that on camera.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm going to wrap up this podcast, and then I think we'll do the video now, and so people can see what we're talking about. Now, is there a different website teaching people how to make these than there is on the website for selling these, or is it all the same?
It's all the same, but I don't advertise.
Okay.
I pretty much kind of go by word of mouth.
All right.
And
well, I've heard word of mouth is the best advertising.
And again, I just go by word of mouth because I'm not out trying to make a living on this. It's a hobby, and I enjoy doing it.
Sure.
I enjoy making them, and every gun I make it as though I'm making it for myself.
Okay.
Because when I send it off, it's almost like I'm sending my kid off.
Yeah, it's like your baby.
It's my baby. I created it from scratch, and it's cool, and then I have to send it off and never to see it again. So it's you kind of get attached to it.
Well, Alan, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, our interview guest has been Alan Neubauer, who makes what do you call it? Black powder shoot, muzzleloader shoot
muzzleloaders.
guns.
Traditionalist gunsmith is what I'm called.
As a hobby, and you might want to check it out and check out the video on the Out and About with Jamie Grout website. This podcast also sponsored by Pizza Ranch at I-80 and Highway 14 in Newton. Lynette Baker, Halo Branded Solutions. She can take care of branding your business on her promotional products, along with free classified weekly, Westside Java Coffee Bar, Wesley Life Park Center, and Newton Des Moines East KOA.
Dinner, Death, and Diamonds. Join Iowa Chef of the Year Aaron Holt from Doolittle Farm and the team at Alta House Event Center for an unforgettable dinner and murder mystery experience in Newton on Saturday, February 15th. This Valentine's Day, step into the world of Regency-era elegance and intrigue. The event includes an exquisite farm-to-table dinner from Chef Aaron Holt, a signature drink ticket and full bar available, delectable chocolates to savor, and diamond play, an opportunity to try your hand for a genuine diamond. You'll be swept up in a night where love, scandal, and murder collide. Join us on February 15th at the Death and Diamonds Murder Mystery Dinner Experience at Alta House Event Center in Newton. Act now, as tickets are limited and selling quickly for this one-of-a-kind event. More information is available at deathanddiamonds.com.
Until next time, grrr, out is out. See ya.